Hello, everybody. I hope that I'm live because I just tried to go live and I lost my internet as soon as I started. So hopefully there won't be any more problems and everything will be fine. So that's good. I hope that stays this way. Um, I thought something was funny. It still is a little bit here on my end, but okay. We'll see how the internet holds out. All right. So I was supposed to go on earlier. Has nothing to do with this problem. It's a whole nother thing. Usually we go online about 5 p.m. Eastern. Today I was going to go on 7 before the problem. And John gives me a bunch of question marks. Hello, John. I know he wants to know what happened with the internet. Me too. And hello, Mike. So starting late, 7 o'clock instead of 5. Let's see how we do. I don't know if, excuse me, I got something in my throat. I don't know if our friends from the UK are going to be able to make it because it's after midnight over there. But let's hope so. All right. Let's see here. We're going to put a link out anyway, just in case. So let this rusty start. I'm Joe Mayo, of course. This is Tim Allen, of course, because our names are up there. So you can tell. And here we are. Better late than never, I hope. Hello, Penny Lane.
Hey, Penny.
All right, so everybody, what's on your so-called minds out there, huh? Let me know what's going on with you. Tim says that he had some titles, right? You watched and things you watched, which we'll get to.
Yeah, and I bought a couple things, too.
Oh, you bought a couple of things. We have John Moreno in the background here, so let's bring him up, too. Hi, John.
Hello.
Hey. He was able to be on. That's good. Yeah, it just worked out this way with my girlfriend's schedule and dinner and everything. Had to get on at 7 instead of earlier. So it's just the way it worked out. And John, I don't know if you ever have anything you want to talk about that you recently watched or purchased or something, you can do that as well.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll just talk about any old thing. So, let's see. Why don't I talk about the one title that I watched? And I did a video already. So some people here probably saw the video already. And that, of course, is this Blu-ray here. It's the Hitchcock Masterpiece series on Universal, Shadow of a Doubt. And I did a nice video on this, so as good as I could. It took me like 7 or 8 tries to do that video that I did. Talking about movies, unless it's scripted, is a lot harder for me than talking about some other things. But anyway, I'll just recap and say I saw a lot of this on TV several years ago, and I really liked what I saw. I wanted to watch it from the beginning, and that's what I did last night. My girlfriend and I watched it, and or maybe it was the night before, I can't remember. But anyway, she really liked this movie too, which is it's not every day that I put a movie on and she's like, that was good. So she liked this movie. Now, the first thing I want to say is, I'm watching it and I usually look at movie years. Like whenever I start a movie, I always want to know what year was this. And I didn't look at this one. I assumed it was the 50s. Then I found out afterwards it's the 40s. Don't ask me how I wasn't tipped off. Like, did you notice the cars? Did you notice anything? I don't know cars, guys. I don't know cars. But at the beginning, you see some cars, I think. And to me, it felt more advanced. Like it felt like cinematography-wise, it just felt to me like it was something that could have been 10 years later or something, because it just seemed. Maybe I don't watch a lot of 40s movies that aren't horror related. I don't know, but I really thought it was a little ahead of its time for that. And of course, everybody who's seen it knows the story. I think Joseph Cotten was excellent in here. I thought he really gave a great performance as Uncle Charlie, who comes to stay with the family in a small town. And of course, that's another Charlie, which that whole thing, I know they're supposed to be like very much alike and they're twins and everything. It gets confusing. You got Uncle Charlie and Little Charlie, right? Which is a nickname really for her. but they both see eye to eye on a lot of things. They really have a great rapport together, and of course, he's hiding a secret. He's a suspect in a string of widow killings, I guess. So, that's what it's about. And he's hiding and going over there to try to find some refuge, and also to see his family, I guess, too. And two detectives are hot on his heels. And soon, Charlie, the little Charlie, female Charlie, young Charlie, it gets how confusing this gets, who worships the ground he walks on, starts to realize that he's up to something and that maybe this is a problem. And it's very, very intense. And I really was gripped. And I like the acting. I like the performances. And I like the way it was shot, which is not really surprising too. Hitchcock at the helm as director doesn't surprise me at all. So, what do you guys think of this movie?
Go ahead, Tim.
I think it's a great movie. It's never been one of my favorites, and I'm not sure why. But I mean, it's a great movie. But it is a lot of people's favorite Hitchcock movie. But
including Hitchcock's, I found out.
Yeah. There's something about it that's just a little. I don't. But it's post World War II, and I could tell that just by the bleakness and the subject matter. A lot of movies made not long after the war are a little, dark, and that's where film noir comes from. This isn't really film.
When you
noir,
say after the war, we say after the war, you're talking about World War II.
Yeah, after World War
II, the movie must have.
A lot of films turned dark. I think because they were making mostly happy films during the war to try to boost everybody's morale, that things got a little dark after the war. Not everything, obviously, but a lot.
I'm the worst historian there is, but this came out in early '43. It must have been made in '42. It
wasn't after the war. I thought it was after the war. I thought it was like 45 or 46.
No, right. It was 43. Which really, I'm wrong. That's what I'm saying.
But even during the war, sometimes because film got weird. War always changes countries and makes changes of film. One way or another, it always does.
Well, that proves what I'm saying even more. Is like 40. It just seems too early for me. The style of this film. Like I would have thought, okay, 48, maybe 49, 50, but not 42. Filmed in 42. Probably. I think it came out in January of 43, so it was made in 42. I'm like, it just seemed later to me than that for that kind of a look and style. Plus, I was saying in my video that this wasn't a very fresh idea to me now because I've seen a lot of movies with this kind of theme. Now, of course, you don't blame the movie for that. This is whatever came early or first is first. But I know there's a lot of movies like that where there's like a cousin or an uncle or an aunt, somebody that is, fleeing justice or is crazy or something. They come to live with the family and nobody trusts them. And or maybe one guy does, the other ones don't believe him. This stuff's, I've seen so many of those that it's hard for it to be fresh, is what I'm saying. But I put it in the context of when it came out, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a fresh view for me.
I gotta see that movie. I don't think I've seen the entire movie.
Oh.
So I think I have to see it just to make a better comment about it. I kind of remember it though. I think I might have seen parts of it in the past. But I
was under the impression that you had seen it for some reason. I don't know.
That's okay.
Why.
No. I think it's been on Turner Classics. And I probably caught some of it, but didn't watch the whole thing. So, I gotta see it.
So, picked up one Criterion, Night Moves, starring Gene Hackman. Not bad. That's it for the sale. Yeah, I didn't pick up anything. I usually do. I usually go to see if there's anything that I want for the sale, but I didn't this time.
I don't near me that stocks movies, so I don't.
Oh, you don't have anybody that stocks movies? Where you are?
I don't have a barn. My Barnes and Noble doesn't carry movies, or it only carries books and some records. That's it.
Watched Jurassic Park 3 last week for the first time since seeing it at the cinema 25 years ago. Yes, Sam Neill died. True. Yes. I always think of him in the Omen 3, I think it is. But because I don't watch Jurassic Park, I'm not really up on, believe it or not. And there's 4D, man.
Hello.
His house is on fire. Who's going to say? I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to join us today, 4D. I'm glad you're here.
No, you gave me forewarning, so I knew you were going to be on later.
Yeah, I said something the other day. I was making a mistake. Yeah. I said something the other day, but I was thinking of Sunday schedule when I was talking the other day about it. You know, not Monday.
So has everybody had their dinner now?
I did.
Yes, I ate.
Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, great. 4D, did you eat yet?
I did. I had 2 fish today, but it wasn't very exciting. I can leave off it and go back to the food replacement milk drinks because it didn't do anything for me.
Really?
It's really strange. My entire physiology has changed, and it's dictating to my mind what to have and not to have. It's like my mind doesn't have a choice in it anymore. It's very odd and interesting.
Very strange.
Yeah, it's an interesting condition I've got.
Yeah, I made a mistake the other day. I'm sorry. Again, sometimes my mind's not always with it or focusing on things the way it should. But the other day I was saying something like I was doing my diet so-called show, and we're talking. You came up, and I was saying about or somebody brought you up. Somehow it came up that you were doing this fast, and I was saying how I didn't. I don't really condone that. I think that's too long. And somebody in the comments the next day said to me, well, he had to do that. He was doing that for health reasons. And I was like, oh, geez, I totally forgot about it. Totally.
No, but that's okay because you're coming at it from your point of view, so that's fine.
You know what it means, though, guys, when you see Ramoga's name here, right, Ramoga? She is. Teresa Wright. It's funny because Teresa Wright, I thought, well, she was good in the movie, Shadow of a Doubt. But I thought afterwards when I looked at her age, she's a lot older than she's supposed to be. I think in real life, I think she's in the 20s or something. She's probably supposed to be like a 16-year-old or something. I would think, 17-year-old. I don't know. And then the other guy, what's his name? Cronin, Hume Cronin. He was kind of young in this one. I watched the whole making of after it too. When I like a movie and then I usually go right to the documentary about it.
Yeah, I noticed from your video that you really like Shadow of a Doubt on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I did. And I was toying with putting in stills. You ever watch? Well, we talked about Jerome Weaselberry. And I know I tried doing that a few times. She puts like stills in while she's talking. I did that a few times in the past myself. I was going to do it, but this time I just rushed it up there. And it took like 6 takes to do it because I kept screwing things up. And I'm not, I don't know if it comes across good or natural, but it's very difficult to come up with words. I'm better when I write. Sometimes I read these old reviews that I've written years ago, or sometimes, right. And those are all a lot of rough draft. Like they're all thought out, and I come up with different adjectives. I don't know where I get them from when I'm writing, but when I'm talking, I can't come up with them. But when I'm writing, I come up.
Well, do you know, Joe? That's what Kurt Vonnegut always used to say is why he liked to be a writer, because you can revise and revise and revise, and nobody sees what the first draft ever looks like, and you can come across in the end halfway intelligent, and nobody knows any different.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I like the way I write. I don't like the way I speak, but that's me. But like now, like I can't think what I want to say or so. Whatever comes. A good movie, The Long Walk, and What's the Long Walk?
Never heard of it.
Yep. I never would have guessed it was that early. Never. I think it's January 43, which means they filmed it in 42.
I thought it was a little later, but
I thought it was a lot later. That just goes to show you. I was like, wow. And
he was so innovative, Hitchcock. He really was.
He might be my favorite director. A lot of times when people say who's your favorite director, I always say William Wyler because of Ben-Hur alone, but also Jezebel, and I like those two. But
in some of the week, I'll give you a very quick flyby of the best Hitchcock books to get, because there are hundreds out there.
oh
and over the decades, I did a lot of research to find out which were the best ones to get. So I've got quite a collection of Hitchcock books.
Do I even know any Errol Flynn films that I have? He's not Adventures of Robin Hood, is he?
Yeah, I think he is.
Of course, and that's my favorite one. What am I thinking?
Yeah, that's probably his best. That's my favorite by him, probably.
1939? I think 1939.
Yeah, and it's good. That movie, I love the color in that movie. And
Yeah,
I like the other stars in there too.
I get them mixed up, but isn't that one? No, I'm probably getting it mixed up. Doesn't Errol Flynn have a swashbuckling fencing with Basil Rathbone? Am I getting it mixed up with another film?
Well, Basil Rathbone's in there, but I don't know if he has a.
No, I think he does. I think he does. I think The Princess Bride took a lot from that movie, actually.
Yeah, that was the one I was saying. I think where they're right in the middle of trying to kill each other, they'll stop and do some witty repartee and say, "So I see you've developed since the last time we fenced," and then back and try to kill each other again.
Yeah.
I really want to put that fan on, but I'm not sweating. Crimes and Misdemeanors. That may be my favorite Woody Allen.
That's
it's hard to say.
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's brilliant. The two parallel narratives.
Yeah,
with little echoes in between them. I just think that's a marvelous construction.
And then somehow they meet at the end in an unlikely way.
In an unlikely way, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good movie. I try to find out what's my favorite Woody Allen movie in my mind too sometimes, and that could be one of them. I used to say that one. I also that's the other one that I like. I like Husbands and Wives also, but
how about Hannah and Her Sisters?
Yeah,
another great one. Yeah, that's three brilliant movies you've just mentioned there, one after the other. Just between 1985 to 1993, those three films, and all three I think are brilliant and quite different from each other, especially Husbands and Wives with all that handheld camera stuff going on.
Yeah.
And as for Hannah and Her Sisters, when we were discussing last time about whether a favorite director, and I think Sasha said Scorsese, and I said Woody Allen, and it's all personal preference. But one of the reasons I would proffer is that Woody Allen was so brilliant at, well, he was writing as well, but directing for women. And if you look at Hannah and Her Sisters, the three main parts, those three women, and then giving them carte blanche to change the script if they feel their character would say it differently. He got some magnificent performances out of women, and he drew women characters that were quite believable.
Yeah.
Well, anybody who's seen all these, where would you rank Shadow of a Doubt amid Hitchcock's big four: Vertigo, Rear Window, North by Northwest, and Psycho?
Rear Window's the only one probably in my top 5 of those. Just because they're his biggest movies, I don't think they're his best.
I thought Vertigo was your favorite.
I like Vertigo. Vertigo might be around 5 maybe, but I love Rear Window. North by Northwest is, I'll be talking about that a little bit later. But I think Psycho's, once you've seen it, Psycho's a little bit like an M. Night Shyamalan film. I mean, once you've seen it,
Well, I half agree with Tim in terms of Rear Window, and maybe Vertigo. but I think Psycho may be better than all those other ones. I think there's such a lot to recommend that film.
Well, I need Psycho's the only one I know well. I mean, I've Vertigo. I need to give another look because I gave it a half-ass look on an old VHS and didn't really love it, so I wanted to see that again. And then Rear Window I've seen, but it's been a long time. North by Northwest I've seen so many bits of it on TV, and it always strikes me as being hard to follow. But maybe I'll give that another try. And then Psycho I know well, so it's hard for me to say for me it would be, do I like it better than Psycho? I don't know. The thing with Psycho is it's one of those films that for whatever reason I got to it late in life, after I'd seen Halloween, after I'd seen De Palma's Dressed to Kill, after I saw all those kinds of imitators and ripoffs and things like that. So it was hard to be fresh, but I still think it's a masterful movie, especially for its time. That's the whole thing about it. At the time, it must have been really terrifying in a way. But I still say these days, I can't understand how anybody could watch Psycho and not know, what's going on there.
Well, that's my problem with it. But it's a great. And these would all be top 10, by the way, just not top 5.
Okay.
How about the birds?
Oh yeah, let's talk about the birds.
Birds wouldn't be top 10 for me.
It would for me for sure. I like horror a lot, and the thing about it is, though, I saw it in the theater not too long ago. It was pre-COVID, so it was what's 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago, I don't know. But anyway, and I think I really like. It's one of my favorite Hitchcocks. All right. But the problem with it is, for me, is there's a lot of stuff, and in the beginning, it's slow in the beginning. There's a lot of unnecessary, I think, sometimes build up and pad. And I'm a fan of that. I always say that to keep my reputation. Not that I have one, but if I did, save face is what I'm saying. To save face. I like character definition. That's what I want in a movie. But for some reason, it's like, all right, let's get going already with the bird attacks. Let's do it. Once it starts, I think it really kicks off. There's some shocking scenes in there for me,
There's some really nice set pieces. Like he paces his films where he knows a set piece, like discovering the guy in the kitchen slumped against the wall with his eyes pecked out. And one of those typical Hitchcock silent screams where a woman opens her mouth but no sound comes out.
Yeah, that was
one of those. He does that quite typically, and it's the pacing of it is like he knows there are certain set pieces that are going to have impact, so he sort of paces them along in the plot.
That was Jessica Tandy, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and she sees her father. I think he's in the bedroom, and he was attacked that night. The birds just attacked him. Ate his eyeballs, but the way they edit that scene where it's like you see a little more.
Yes,
put a close up on his face, no eyeballs. It's shocking, and then she goes to shock. She goes to shock.
Yeah, what John is talking about is when we see what she's seeing, which is the guy slumped against the wall. And it, for the first moment, it does look like he's just got eye sockets. And rather than zoom in closer, there's a jump cut between like a far shot and a closer shot and a close up, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And that seems to mirror the psychological impact of something. If you're looking at something horrifying, the first instinct is not to believe it. This isn't happening. So it's but the reality of it forces itself upon her in those 3 jump cut shots. So psychologically, the cinematography of that I think is brilliantly matched with how she would feel.
She can't speak. She's choking almost.
Yeah.
Runs out of the house.
Yeah.
Jumps in the truck and zooms back to her house.
Yeah.
And from a long shot, you see the truck just speeding down the road with the dust and all that.
Yeah.
And she gets back and she gets out the truck and she's just like, she still can't speak. and Rod Taylor's like, what's the matter? And she goes, she's choking. It's just
which you would be if you were that character, because throughout she plays quite a suppressed mother who also tries to suppress her son. So she's quite a dampened down character. So she would react like that to a horrific situation.
you know what? I think she doesn't want to lose her son. I think.
Yeah.
You know, she just doesn't want to lose what they have. Another lady will come kind of like take her place. You know, if he had a wife or girlfriend, because the previous girlfriend was Suzanne Flechette, right? And I think they had a thing going, then that didn't work out. You know, and then there's that scene with Suzanne Flechette.
Well, that's what I wanted to bring up. Let me have that one. That's my favorite part of the whole movie. I think is my favorite shot. If we're talking about the same one, maybe we're not. I'm talking about when they return to the school to get the little girl, Veronica Cartwright, and it just pans over. You see a little bit of Suzanne Flechette on the ground. That's the scene I was talking about. Maybe it's different after she's been killed by the birds, and you just see a little bit of her on the ground, and then it's a horrifying moment the way that shot. It pans over a little bit, and then I like how the girl is in the house. She's protected inside the house, right? And then she describes what happened, that the birds came and they covered her, and then she pushed me inside. And she starts crying, you know, because she pushed me inside. She saved my life. Right. And I get goosebumps every time I see it, just talking about it, how hysterical the girl was.
She repeats a line a few times, the same line, because she's also in shock, right?
Yeah.
But so you have to recreate the scene in your own mind, because
that's what I like about it. You don't see it. You don't see right. You didn't see her get covered by the birds and taken out, and pushing her in this side. You have to picture it, which is very strong.
Well, when they show Suzanne Flechette, Rod Taylor covers her face with he blocks the camera from you seeing her face.
Right. Takes his jacket off, I think, too. You know, it's funny. I just was watching this. I watch a lot of reaction videos. I like a lot of these reaction videos, because one of the joys I have is people seeing movies that for the first time that they haven't seen that I have, and I want to see their reaction. So a lot of those come in handy. So a lot of these people that do reaction videos, you know, I watch them, you know, and they did the birds, you know, and I just happened to watch that late last night. So
there's
hello, James.
God, you know what? Oh God. The restaurant, you know, the restaurant in the birds. I don't know why I always remember the name. It's called the Tides Restaurant, where a lot of people go to eat and all that, and there's a bar there and all that. And there's an actor, Charles McGraw, has a scene in there. He has a couple of lines, and I forgot exactly what he says, but I'm like, oh, this is Charles McGraw. You know, he's an actor from back in the day, from film noir, but he's also in Spartacus too, I believe.
I think I know the actor you mean. I didn't know his name.
Yeah, but it's like he has a small role in there, but it's like, this is Charles McGraw in there, you know. Yeah. But I get a kick out of the scene in that Tides restaurant, because you have all these people, all these characters in there. This one drunk guy at the end of the bar, he's always talking about how the birds are going to take over, and he keeps quoting the Bible and all that. And he quotes the Bible, then he takes his drink, you know. And then the old lady that's an ornithologist, she's
so annoying, that woman.
Yeah. And she goes, there's no way they can attack people. They're friendly, you know. It's just, I like all the little things going on in that restaurant, you know.
Yeah.
And the mother with the kids, they want to leave, and that one guy's gonna, I think, drive them or go along with them, but he's finishing his drinks before he starts driving. You know, he's quickly drinking his alcohol. It's funny.
Okay, 4D man, what did you think of Slaughterhouse 5, the movie?
If you just hang on, you won't get a good image of this, but I'll do my best. If I lift up,
you might not be able to.
Can you see it? Can
you see
the
barely? Okay,
that's the poster, the US 1 sheet for Slaughterhouse 5 from 1972. What do I think of the movie? I like it, especially because it was one of those novels that they said was unfilmable, and Kurt Vonnegut ended up loving the film as well as as a neat adaptation of the novel. It's nowhere near as good as the novel, but the novel's a masterpiece. So it can still be a really good film and not be anywhere like as good as the novel.
Okay, Hitchcock is the greatest director ever. He's one of them in my book, that's for sure.
He's up there.
You know, the funny thing about Hitchcock is he had a strong part in co-writing every script that he did, but he never took any script credit. In other ways, he was egotistical, but he never added his own credit as a co-writer, and yet he was in all the writing sessions with all the writers he was ever involved with, just like Billy Wilder was. But unlike Billy Wilder, for some reason Hitchcock would never take any credit for the script.
Mm-hmm. Shadow of a Doubt may be better than Psycho, which is my least favorite of Hitchcock's big four. And then, of course, Husbands and Wives is when Woody and Mia Farrow separated. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and you can sense it in some of the later scenes between them as well.
It's Woody's great screenplays that make him a great director. Just that.
Oh, and talking about that, I finally got the only movie I've never seen of Woody Allen's, which is the last one that he did. So I was waiting for the price to come down, but because he's blacklisted, the price isn't going to come down. You're going to have to pay for the Blu-ray.
Let me guess, it's the same as all the other romance couple movies.
I haven't seen it yet. I expect it to be good, but I expect it to be no great shakes. And I don't like the look of his films in the last, say, 15, maybe 20 years, where it's usually Vittorio Storaro, who's a great Italian cinematographer, but he's got this, there's always this sort of midsummer orange cast across the lighting, whether it's indoors or outdoors. And when you couple that with shooting on digital film, which I think is inferior to celluloid, it just gives a kind of an artificial look, even when he's filming outdoors. So I don't kind of like the look that Woody's opted for in the New Millennium.
Mm-hmm. That movie's in French.
Yeah, that's right. It's English subtitles.
Okay. Let me just catch up a little bit. Hello to Cherry Carter. Okay. Let me go back up here. Psycho and The Changeling are my two favorite horror movies. And
The Changeling, yeah.
Also John Carpenter's The Thing, which, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Rear Window and Rebecca, probably his best, or Rebecca. Now, do you like Frenzy? I like it, but I don't think it's one of his best I've seen. But I like it.
Yeah.
I saw that in a movie theater. Sometimes you get lucky and they're in the movie theaters. Again, there's that damn theater that I want to go to that's a 3-hour drive, and they had an Elvis movie, Paradise Hawaiian Style, okay, playing. You'll never see that from 1966. I mean, it's not Jailhouse Rock, Viva Las Vegas, or King Creole. It's not even Blue Hawaii. It's Paradise Hawaiian Style, which is really cookie cutter, mid-60s, 1966 fluff. And I would love to see that on something like that on a big screen. And then they had other they had 3 Jaws movies, Jaws 2, and Jaws 3 in 3D in a row. And they use 35 millimeter prints for all these. It's like, what are you going to do? I so many of these every week. I would be there every week.
Is that in New York City?
No, it's 3 hours. No, if it was, I could go. But it's a 3-hour drive. I know is it Pennsylvania somewhere?
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. But I know what I clocked it once. I looked up the time, and it's 3 hours. So, I mean, man, I might do 2 hours maybe. But then, the thing is, you're gonna watch the film. A lot of times they're double features. They'll have a James Bond double feature. And they'll play weird stuff like License to Kill with like Thunderbolt or something. I mean,
3 hours to go to the cinema. I think I'd do a U-turn after 1 hour, come back home.
Yeah, but if it's ever going to be something that I have to see, if they ever do like Soylent Green with the Omega Man as a Charlton Heston science fiction book.
Yeah.
I'll go there. I'll get a room. I'll stay overnight, drive home the next morning, make a weekend out of it or something.
Right.
But I'm waiting for that bill to come, but it hasn't come yet. Did you guys like Primal Fear? I'm not familiar. I don't think.
Never heard of it.
And when I saw Vertigo, I found scenes very shocking. When I saw it, I found scenes very sleepy. But then again, it's only saw it the one time. I wanted to do it again the right way.
I saw 70 millimeter print on a giant screen, so I liked it.
Yeah, that'd be good. I love the scenery. I could watch Jimmy Stewart driving around San Francisco for an hour and a half and not get bored because I just love that city and the look of it.
Yeah.
Let me put this here. Joe, do movies help you diet or lead you into more snacking temptations? None. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm sorry to disappoint a lot of people out there. Maybe not you, Silver Phantom, but other people. I have no desire for food. None. I've turned it on, the want power. I've said this a million times. People are getting tired of hearing it. Want power, not willpower. It's not like, oh, my God, I want to have that. I want that cake, but I have to be strong. I don't want it. Not yet, anyway. Maybe I will in a month or 2 or 3. But right now, it's like I don't even want that crap in my body. That's how I did it years ago, many years ago. Don't want it.
Do you guys snack while you watch a movie? Do you snack on anything?
No. I don't. Yeah. Yes. No. How about you?
I snack on pistachios.
Oh.
I
mean, it depends. It actually might help me stay awake more sometimes if I was eating something. But I was reading a review of the Odyssey, Chris Nolan film. They were saying it's suited to IMAX, but laid flat. It's like 17. What is that? Kilometers of film.
Marcy asked me about that on Rachel's Goes yesterday, and I literally didn't know what he was talking about. I'm so out of touch with new films. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah. Isn't Trouble with Harry a comedy, Hitchcock?
Yeah.
He made a few comedies. That's one. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a comedy. There's an early one too. It's on my watch list. I haven't seen it. Waltzes of Vienna is sort of a Victorian comedy, I guess. I haven't seen it. It's on my list.
Yeah, there's another. There it is, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
And 4D, did you read The Dark Side of Genius, The Life of Alfred Hitchcock?
Yes, I've got that. That's the one where I'm not very keen on film critics pretending to be psychoanalysts and analyzing films from a psychoanalytic position, and I feel it's phony because they're not psychoanalysts. And in order to be a psychoanalyst, for instance, one of the things is you have to be psychoanalyzed yourself, as well as going through the entire course. So when you get film critics speaking as if with the authority of psychoanalysis, and female critics are especially guilty of this, or used to be, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. And that's my reservation about that particular book.
There you go. You heard it. Just tell yourself you've had enough butter pecan ice cream. I don't need to do that ice cream in your life to never want it again. I don't want it. It's poison. It's drugs. I don't want it. Maybe if I ever get to where I want to be, I'll have it once a year at a birthday party or something. That's it. So anyway, we're caught up. Tim, this would be a good time for you to show us what you bought. Okay. Picked up or whatever you found.
Yeah, I found 2 things. One, I realized the other day I didn't have this. I thought I did. I thought for sure I did. But the original version of the Manchurian Candidate. 64-ish around there.
Like that.
Yeah. Interesting movie.
Yeah.
Grab that.
John Frankenheimer, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah. And I picked this up because I'm like, what is this doing in my thrift store along with the 50 Shades of Grays and all of that kind of crap? I'm like, so sweet, so bad on Blu-ray. This is a giallo. I've never seen a giallo in my thrift store in my life. This is the first one I ever saw. So I bought it, and it stars Farley Granger in the mid-70s.
Oh, okay. And Silva Cucina. Yeah, Silva Cucina. She used to be in a lot of 60s spy movies.
So yeah,
like
so
Deadly in the Mail.
There's Farley Granger in the 70s. There it is.
Oh wow, he looks a bit like Rock Hudson there.
Yeah, that's Farley. I haven't watched this yet, but it's on my list. But I was just shocked amongst the crap that they have. I'm like, what the heck is this? And it's just giallo from 75. So yeah.
What did you pay for that movie, Tim?
$2 for both of them.
Wow,
that's a great price.
That's a Blu-ray.
Yeah, they're supposed to be 3. Blu-rays are supposed to be 3, but they never charged me 3 for some reason.
Great price.
Yeah, good bargain.
So that's all I picked up. Want to know what I watched?
Yeah, as soon as we answer this, hold on. Okay. The Janet Leigh romance subplot in Manchurian Candidate doesn't work for me. 4D, you know what I mean. No?
Well, I can't remember it well enough. All I can remember is the first scene on the train, and it's a very powerful scene between Janet Leigh and Frank Sinatra, and that works as a scene, but I can't remember it well enough, DJT Forever, to remember whether it extends to a believable relationship or not in the film. I only remember that one standout scene in the railway train.
Tim, before you show us what you watched, this is a good time for me to interject this story. I may have told it, may not have. Janet Leigh, it has to do with her. It has to do with Pat Hitchcock, also daughter of Alfred Hitchcock. There was this horror science fiction convention I used to go to in the 90s mostly, and it was called, I think, FanX, F-A-N-E-X, Fan Expo or something. And they were both guests there, along with a lot of other guests. It might have been the same time Christopher Lee was there, because Christopher Lee was there. There was a whole bunch of guests. They had Paul Naschy, who was like the Spanish star of horror. Anyway, they had this routine where they'd have a weekend for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They do their talks and sell their books and do everything. And then at the end of the weekend would be the grand finale. They'd do something that was almost like the Academy Awards. They would have this big thing where they show you clips of the celebrity, then say, show you like Janet Leigh's film clips, and then say, "Here she is, Miss Janet Leigh." And then she'd come out, hello, take her seat, and then they give them a little award and all this stuff. And they did that for everybody. They did it for Hitchcock's movies. For Pat Hitchcock took it, so on and so on and so on. And it was kind of, I guess, like an obligation, like a thing that they had to do in a way. It was part of the agreement of doing the show. I remember I was sitting in the second row right behind Janet Leigh and also Pat Hitchcock. And they were mumbling to each other the dissatisfaction with having to sit through this garbage. And I remember her going, Janet Leigh going, "How long do we have to sit here through this? How much of this do we have to tolerate?" And stuff like that. You lousy stink. I heard things about her. Just like the way she is in Touch of Evil when she's like being nasty. When it's one of those guys, I forget who it. I've heard some things about her. I'm sorry, And there was even a thing where I was embarrassed when we first got there the weekend. I was on the line to get an autograph, and I didn't realize there was nothing said that you had to buy a book to get the autograph, and I didn't have the book. When I got up there, I was like, "Oh," I said, "I don't have the book or something." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize." It was a very awkward situation. I usually wouldn't put myself in that predicament. And Janet Leigh was like, "Well, I'll just see if we have any books left at the end of the convention." Something to that effect. And it was like, man, I don't know what her problem is, but
No, but that was great. It's like when you were sat 2 rows back and you were listening to them complain. That's like an extra show. That's like that makes
but that's the kind of thing I don't want to hear. How many celebrities are actually thinking like that? To the fans, oh, this is a big deal. Ooh, we're seeing clips, but some of the clips are like, I can't remember again if Paul Nash was there or not of this one. I can't remember, but they might have shown a lot of his clips, which are all werewolf crap on the screen. I don't know, but that's that story. So, all right, now Tim, before you were so rudely interrupted.
Okay, well, I watched 6 films because they went on today, so I had a chance to watch a film today. And I'm going to start out with, I only have one to show, though. The rest of them I don't actually have. I have them, but they're not real, so I won't. I watched a James Garner film from the mid-'60s called A Man Could Get Killed. Anybody heard of this film? It's interesting. No. It's a comedy.
And I've heard of the Rockford Files.
It's a mistaken identity comedy. It's if Hitchcock made North by Northwest into a comedy, that's what this is. James Garner flies into, I forget where they are, somewhere in like, God, I can't, because they didn't make it, somewhere in Europe, but I don't know exactly. Maybe they never even said. But and he's mistaken for somebody else by everybody, and he just gets put through all of this stuff, and it's to me, it reminds me of, it's why I don't like North by Northwest that much, because it's a little bit absurd. Well, this is absurd too, but it's supposed to be because it's a comedy. So anyway, he's a great guy to do it. He could have worked in North by Northwest because he's got that charm and that, but he's a little more physical than Cary Grant, so he might even work better in North by Northwest. But it's that kind of a movie. It's a mistaken identity spy movie where they think he's a spy and he's not a spy, and he keeps telling them, but nobody believes him, of course. He keeps getting, people keep trying to kill him, and then it turns out this guy, I won't say who, but says he does know who he is, and he set him up on purpose so that he could get rid of the bad guy. He's like, but you're never in danger. And he's like, I was never in danger. Like 20 people tried to kill me. What do you mean I was never in danger?
I think Bill Murray did a parody of that kind of plot, didn't he? At some point, Bill Murray in the 1990s, maybe, or 2000.
Razor's Edge.
I can't remember.
No, I don't know. I'm just trying to look like I know something about what he's.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie, but I think he did. But yeah, this is like that. But it wasn't bad. I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's a good movie. I'm glad I saw it. And then the next movie I saw is another movie I'd never heard of, called The Key. Anybody heard of The Key?
I've heard of Night Key with Karloff.
1950s? 53, I think.
I might even have an insert poster for that if you remind me of what the film is about.
It's William Holden and Sophia Loren, and it's a World War II movie, but it's not your typical World War II movie. William Holden plays a Canadian, and he's transferred to London on an assignment. He doesn't know what it is, and he gets there, and he's a tug captain. And what the tugs do, basically unarmed, is go out and get ships that have been hit and on fire and saves crew and tows them back, and they're unarmed. So it's a suicide mission every single time he goes out. That's what these guys do. And he meets this old friend of his who brings him home, and he's living with Sophia Loren. And this is like, to me, this is where they got it in Soylent Green, that Sophia Loren basically comes with the apartment. Whoever lives there, she basically comes with the apartment. And I think that's seriously where they got this in Soylent Green. Because right. So she's his until he gets killed on his tugboat, and then he gives somebody the key. before he dies, because that's what you do, and then that guy moves in, and that's the arrangement. So it's an interesting film. And I won't give the whole thing away, but William Holden actually cares for her, but he makes the mistake of giving his key to somebody before he dies. They all kind of know that they're going to die because they know they're going into a bad situation when it's really bad. And he does it so that she'll be taken care of, but she doesn't see it that way. And he doesn't die, and then this other guy comes, and it's a really bad scene, but a great movie. I can't believe I've never heard of this movie. I loved it. It's definitely the best movie I've seen in a while. The Key. And then I watched a romantic comedy. Jimmy Stewart, Carol Lombard made for each other, which I thought I'd seen, but I hadn't, which is okay. It's never, basically the moral of this one is never let your mother-in-law move in with you, basically. After you get married, don't do it.
He's a blabbermouth.
But it turns out okay, and it's a weird movie because it's romantic comedy for about the first hour, and then it turns deadly serious, literally deadly serious at the end. So it's a very odd movie, but it's good. It's way better than I thought it'd be. Carol Lombard's great. Jimmy Stewart's great as always.
Jimmy Stewart.
I watched a British, quote unquote, horror movie, which I thought was terrible, but my copy was terrible too. So, Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory.
I've never seen that all the way, but that's just a bad movie. Period.
But in the copy I saw, I got it from YouTube.
I don't even think it's UK. I don't even think it's British.
Troubles with it. So like every 15 minutes they would cut out the dialogue and put in this horrible music for about 5 minutes. So you didn't know half of what they were saying half the time. But I don't think it mattered. It's just not a great. It's okay. It's okay, but it's nothing. There's nothing special.
Well, you were looking. I think you were hoping to see a little more with that title, maybe, huh? Something weird.
No. And you could tell it was a British movie because you did see a little more once or twice.
I'm not even 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure it's British. I'm not.
I'm pretty sure it's British. I'm pretty sure because its other title is like Lycanthropy. It has another title, but yeah. And two more. I saw a very early Hitchcock film called Murder. Has anybody seen Murder? This is like 1930 film. No. This is one of the few I hadn't seen before, and it's a typical Hitchcock with a MacGuffin in there, and I love it because it's 1930, and he actually makes a Hitchcock cameo. I didn't think he was doing them that early, but I watched him with this other woman just walk by in front of the camera. I'm like, oh, there goes Hitchcock. I love it. It's the best reason to watch Hitchcock films.
Hold on a minute. I got to interrupt you. It says Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory, originally titled Lycanthropus, is actually an Italian-Austrian mystery horror film.
Maybe it's Italian. Okay, I was thinking it was British. Maybe it is Italian.
I didn't know what it was, but I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was British, but I didn't know what it was.
I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't American. I definitely knew.
I love crazy movies like that, but even if they suck.
But you wouldn't love it when all of a sudden this music twice as loud as anything else in the movie comes on and just stays on for like 8 minutes and then goes off. And meanwhile, people are having detailed conversations and you have no idea what they're saying. So not a good copy of the movie. Don't watch it on YouTube.
Eddie, where did you get a copy of that? Is it a legitimate copy? Somebody put that out, or is it one of those things?
It is a legitimate good copy. I just watched it on YouTube, and it wasn't.
But I'm asking you, Eddie, is it what kind of? I'm curious about that, and I wonder if it's probably going to be some region that I can't play.
Anyway, murder. It starts with the murder. Okay, and there's starts with people leaning out their windows because they're banging and they don't know where the banging is coming from. So he's trying to get in the door, and the cops finally show up and they walk in, and there's a scene. Everybody in it's an actor in a play, basically, and the cops walk in, and there's a dead body on the floor, and there's blood on a woman's hand sitting in a chair in shock, and there's the murder weapon, I forget what it is, sitting next to her. So, shut case, but it's not a shut case, of course. She didn't do it. But she has no memory, so as far as she knows, maybe she did do it. She doesn't know. She was in such shock that she had no memory of what happened. But it's pretty good for an early Hitchcock. For a 1930 film, it's not bad. He uses sound well. Hitchcock, from the second they started using sound, Hitchcock figured out how to use it and what to do with it. And he uses it really well in a 1930 film. So it's okay. One more. I watched this that you guys warned me about, the 7-Up.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll say about this, first off, is whoever wrote the soundtrack, they should have just taken his pen away and never been able to write another soundtrack. The guy wrote, in my opinion, the soundtrack for a horror movie. I'm expecting somebody to come up and get stabbed in the back constantly. It's horror music, and there's no horror in this at all. And some of it is filmed like it's a horror movie too. And I'm like, you keep expecting things to happen and nothing does. So that's my major. I didn't find it too complex. I just found it puzzling. The music and the way it was shot was very
so
puzzling.
is the car chase better than Bullet in that then, Tim?
Well,
like
I think it is. But did you know the same guy shot this car chase in Bullet? And what's the other one? What's the other? The French Connection. The same guy shot all 3 of those car chases, which is why it's so good.
And how about the ending of that? How about the ending of that car chase? How it ends?
Yeah. And that guy, by the way, is in this film. He's one of the 2. He's the blonde guy who is the main bad guy. He's not the hired guy, but he's the main thug. His partner is the stunt director, is the guy that filmed all of this stuff, right. Is the guy so he's driving his own car when all of that stuff, that the big car that's being chased, that's him. That's actually him doing his own driving. Right. Which makes it really, so you can get better shots that way, because you can actually see him driving,
Yeah. And I think I've seen him in other things too, driving around, doing things like that. I think I've seen him in other movies.
Similar stuff. Yeah, so they just gave him a part, and I didn't realize till I watched there was a 9-minute making of at the end. But I mean, that guy barely speaks, and neither does the other guy. Neither of the 2 almost leads. They almost don't talk. They talk a little bit, but not very much. But so it's not a great movie, but the car scene chases.
Yeah, see, that's the only reason I own it, and plus I like Roy Scheider. But I mean, I'll pull that out every once in a while. Like I showed my nephew this car chase scene. I'll watch the car chase and put it away.
I think a couple times Roy Scheider overacts a little bit, but other than that, it was fine. But it would never be one of my favorites, and that's what I watched this week.
Do you think Bullet is a better movie than 7-Ups, or
yes?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're living up to
like a horror movie, and it's got the soundtrack of a horror movie. I'm like, what's going on with this music? This is horrible.
So you're almost living up to your 1 film per day, Tim. Still, you're nearly up.
Yeah. No, I try. I eat. I eat dinner and I watch a movie. That's what I do.
At the same time.
Yeah. So eating only takes me like 15 minutes, and then the movie gets my full attention after I'm done eating. But
so once you press play,
Mhm.
Do you watch it? Do you watch it all the way through, or do you sort of pause it and
Yeah, unless I have to go to the bathroom or something. Yeah,
you watch it all the way through? Okay, right.
Too
Yeah.
Because
much information.
I've kind of lost that level of concentration. I've still got it for books, but for films, I don't know. I get a bit restless.
Well, I
Yeah.
think
And
that's
then I
why a
watch
lot
the
of times I
special
watch it. Go ahead.
No, then I watch the
I
special
got to work
features
this out.
too. I watch everything on a DVD. I watch the trailers. I watch everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that's why a lot of times I seem to watch things I already know, because I really, when it comes to a movie, I really have to concentrate. I really want to be all there, all in for this, in order to do it. If my mind's fogged a lot, it is, or stressed, or in some way fatigued, where I'm not getting it all. Like, what happened? Who was that? What was that character's name again? Stuff like that. But other times when I'm really sharp, that's when I was sharp the other night. That's why I put on the Hitchcock movie. Like,
Right.
yeah, I'll put it on. Well, I know the answer to this is not me.
It's not me.
Sometimes I nod out while watching a movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Believe it or not, go ahead. Go ahead.
I guess it's me then until Tom shows up. I guess it's me.
And the thing. Let me just say about with Tom. Tom hasn't been able to make it for a while, and he wasn't able to make this show either. And I said, well, the only other thing I can do, because of the timing for me, is I could have done the show 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm like, he said, oh, I could, because that I could make. And I'm like, well, I just can't. I mean, I can't do the show on a weekday at 3:30 when, at least from where I am, a lot of people, on the East are at work at 3:30. That's why when I do it at 5 or so, I figure, well, at least it's work is letting out. So that's why I don't like doing it too early on a weekday. Weekend's fine. And got to get Tom back in here somehow, but I don't know. That's he's busy with the finer things in life these days.
And Sasha is a big Kubrick fan, I think, as well. So
right.
I think he's brilliant, but I've got a feeling that it'll be Sasha or Tom that are the biggest Kubrick fans.
Yeah, and but Sasha, if you're watching this or even later, maybe this is just the way it worked out. Sorry about the timing today. I watched the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm when Larry thought he got stood up by Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen for a Paul Simon concert. I remember, I do remember that vaguely. I have all the episodes, and I watch them from time to time. I personally, every time this comes up, I personally feel it's run out of steam for a while now. The last 3 seasons or 4 seasons, it's like it's really the same thing over and over, and trying to find new ideas. I used to think it was funny. With Jeff's wife yelling at him all the time. It's just such a shtick now.
Yeah.
Tired. Never saw Wise-Eyed Shut. So there you go. All right, there you go. 5 Golden Dragons, your poster.
Yeah, well, I haven't got a lot to say about this poster because all I've seen is the trailer. I haven't seen the film. That's not a very good likeness of Christopher Lee.
I knew it was him. I had a feeling it was him.
Okay, and Dan Duryea in his older years. This is 1967. George Raft, looking old. And this guy, I can't stand Brian Donlevy. I just can't stand that guy. But I like the poster because the illustrator has done a lot of work painting that. He's got a lot of scenes going on, and it must have took him ages to do that. He didn't skimp on his labor time to get this done. So that's why I bought the poster. But it's one of those films produced by Harry Alan Towers, who did a lot of British films in Hong Kong, because for some reason it was very cheap to film in Hong Kong on location. Like, that's how you end up with Samuru, the Shirley Eaton film from the same year as this. That was also produced by Harry Alan Towers. And he always produced on low budgets. Everything was on the cheap. He would get these actors on the cheap because they were past their sell-by date. God knows what Christopher Lee thought he was doing when he was passing up Hammer Film to produce, to get into dross like this. But just by judging from the trailer, this is probably not a film to go out of your way to see. But I went out of my way to buy the poster because I love all the work, the artwork that's gone into it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got to say.
Christopher Lee, wasn't he in Howling, one of the Howling sequels, Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf, or something like that?
I don't know. Yeah. He goes on parade saying he's not going to be typecast.
Oh, he's so he was so full of it. Tired of his nonsense, pompous oaf. Around interrupting taking everyone's microphone time away.
Yeah.
I'm Christopher Lee.
Can I show you something?
Thank you, David, very much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. God bless you and all you love. Yes, John, what do you got to show?
Well,
looks like a press.
Every year I get a new calendar for the year.
There's no nudies on there or anything.
No, there's not. So this is 2016. It's an older one, Cult Attack.
Yeah, it's close to it's close to nudie calendar. Yeah.
Well, okay. You got Barbarella.
Barbarella, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This is for January, so it's kind of cool to look at. The Creature.
Oh, I love that underrated movie, Creature Walks Among Us, the best of the trilogy.
Let's see. I don't know this one, Spicy Mystery. I don't know what that is.
Oh, geez.
Never seen that one there. But I like the artwork, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, The Wasp Woman.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good bad movie I like.
Yeah. So I enjoy The Creature from the Black Lagoon, of course.
Yeah.
Great one. Let's see. Tarantula.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
These are my kind of movies.
Yeah, they're fun, True Zombie Tales. Never seen that one.
What the heck is that? Can't be the name of the movie.
Never seen it. Let's see. Fantastic. Oh, War of the Worlds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Let's see. Flash Gordon. Let's see. Oh, The Astonishing She-Monster.
I think I remember that being kind of dull.
I've never seen it. So, yeah, these are kind of fun to look at throughout the year. Let's see. Oh, Godzilla.
Yeah, that's the Raymond Burr version, I'm sure.
Yeah. But, Forbidden Planet.
Right. I got to give that another look because that's one of those movies I think's overrated. Sorry, 14. I'm sorry.
I love it's got flaws in it, but I love the poster, the artwork in that.
Oh, yeah.
Really,
I love the robot in there. I wish that would have been the Lost in Space.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the robot's great as well. But yeah, there's big flaws in it. Leslie Nielsen.
What's her name's
Wait. She got clothes on?
Yes, she does. Yeah. Of course, have to have some noir, right?
Right.
This one's kind of cool.
If Tim's here.
The Citizen Kane. But look at this. I don't know the writing. Citoy Kien. I don't know. City of. Yeah, that's Citizen Kane, though, right?
Yeah.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It's a foreign poster. Mystery Street. Let's see. Oh, this is Joan Crawford. This is a foreign one, but foreign poster. I don't know what movie this is. The Joan Crawford. Zachary Scott. What movie would that be?
Sydney Green Street.
Not sure.
It's a Michael Curtiz movie. God, Sudden Fear? I don't know. Not sure. The Third Man.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. Gilda. Yep. Let's see. Rita Hayworth, Orson Welles. Oh, yeah. The Lady from Shanghai. But that must be Italian, I think. Is that La Signora de Shanghai?
Signora.
La Signora. Maybe that's Italian, I think. Let's see. What other ones are
maybe
here?
Maybe it's a UK, Tim.
Yeah. Public Enemy.
No.
Public Enemy. And that's a good movie.
Yeah. The Street with No Name.
Sure.
But you know, the artwork is so nice. Oh, Alphaville. I've never seen this. Have you seen that, Alphaville?
Yeah,
I've seen parts of it in a class, but I've never seen the whole movie.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is God, which one is this? It's oh God, it's the Ernest Hemingway
Farewell
movie.
to Arms. Farewell to Arms. To
Yeah,
have
no,
and
no.
have not. To have and
To
have
have and
not.
have not. You're right.
Yes,
Have and have not.
it's based on
Yeah.
a Farewell to Arms.
But it's a foreign poster, so it's Aqua del Sur. Aqua del Sur.
Salud.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The Chase.
Sure.
Oh yeah, 1960.
Well, anyway, so yep, the back shows all the different posters.
Sure.
But every year I get either a movie poster or even a rock and roll posters, to enjoy throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah, you reminded me. I forgot to mention that movie, The Key, I was talking about, I love so much, was directed by Carol Reed. I forgot that part, which is kind of important. Great. I liked it almost as much as The Third Man. I just
Star Trek. I haven't heard about that YouTube video. This, I have not. That movie Twins with Schwarzenegger and DeVito. It's not a tumor. Is that the movie where he says it's not a tumor? Was that Kindergarten Cop? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. I remember all those calendar movies. Yeah. The story of the Wasp Woman. I forgot what her name is now. Susan Cabot. Something happened horrible to her in her life. I forget what happened. If Danny was here, he'd inform us of the misery. True Zombie Tales sounds like a magazine that specializes in gossip about zombies. Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of zombies, hang on.
Third Man is one of my favorites. His 1949 Flamingo Road, it says. If that's one of the ones you were trying to figure out.
Possibly. Oh, you might like this, Joe. This is rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Susie Quattro. Who is that?
No, that's Joan Jett.
Oh, Joan Jett. Yeah, I should know. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that I blew it up.
Because this is a different.
But she copied Susie Quattro, by the way.
The Art of Rock and Roll, 2025. So yeah, every year I try to get a fun, fun calendar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Monterey Pop.
I was going to show us. Hold on a minute.
Oh, you know what's interesting? Speaking of, have you guys seen Monterey Pop, the concert film?
Yes.
Okay, that is 2 years before Woodstock. I was at a record store this past yesterday, and there was two older women in the store. They were selling some, I guess, records, some old stuff they had to the store. This lady said she was at Monterey Pop. And I'm like, you were there? This is 2 years before Woodstock. She goes, yes, I was there. She goes, tickets were very cheap. I said, what day were you there? She goes, all 3 days, because, it's like over 3 days. She goes, yeah, tickets were real cheap. I said, well, of course, this is 1967, back then tickets would be $3, $4, $5, I think. But I can't, it's like how many people are around that made it to, that were at Woodstock or Monterey Pop? A lot of these people have passed on.
Well, yeah. Derek Taylor helped organize that when he fell out with Brian Epstein and he left the Beatles for a while. One of the things he did was help organize and publicize that.
And I think Paul McCartney recommended a Jimi Hendrix for Monterey Pop, I think. Yeah, because they had just seen him in London at a club, and so he was up and coming.
Right.
And so Paul McCartney, I think, told John Phillips, maybe, of the Mamas and Papas. He was one of the organizers and recommended Jimi Hendrix for that concert. Right. And this is the first time Jimi Hendrix was ever seen in the United States live. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Gilda Radner wrote in her autobiography, her parents named her after the Rita Hayworth movie, Gilda.
Ah, okay. Didn't know that.
I like foreign movie posters of American films.
Yeah, it's Italian posters, especially, are really much better artwork than either US or UK.
Depends on the movie for me personally. And I don't know why I don't love foreign posters of American movies, because I like the title to be what it is, American title usually.
Everything in its proper place, Joe.
Yeah, no, I'm not like that with everything, but a lot of things. You want to see this room? Everything's not in the proper. No,
Well,
I mean,
anyway, I knew I
like
had this. I knew I had this soundtrack that we were talking about last week or the week before.
Oh, okay.
I knew I had that. Can you see the lineup of what the soundtrack is?
I have that album.
There you go, 1987, and
Sure.
it's still in the shrink. I've had that for decades, probably since 1987. So there you go.
Sure.
And there is one of the Blu-ray I got, but I haven't seen it yet, so I can't tell you. It's 1977, Robert Mitchum, the Amsterdam Kill. So it's that period just after, about 4 years after he did The Friends of Eddie Coyle, where he's getting a bit more realist in his thuggery. And it's shot in Amsterdam, but I can't tell you whether it's any good or not. But Mitchum is the key player in it, so it's got to be interesting. And I believe this is the first time it's been available on Blu-ray. So there you go.
Okay.
Question for 4D. Can you go back to that soundtrack you just showed? The soundtrack?
Yeah.
What song do Los Lobos do on that? The group Los Lobos.
Okay,
what song do they perform?
It's Why Do You Do? That's
Okay.
what it's called.
Right.
Why Do You Do?
Those guys Los Lobos are from East LA.
Right.
I was born and raised in East LA, and I got to see them at a backyard party once before they put out their first record. So, and they've been together for 50 years now. They're still at it.
Are they still going? My God.
They're still going. Yeah. Yeah. Same guys, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. And they did the soundtrack to La Bamba.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's where I know the name from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Criterion Box of Monterey Pop.
Yes, I think that's one I've got.
Yeah, back in the 90s, I met a woman here in Australia who said she was at Woodstock for only one of the days.
Right. It's amazing, you know. We no, I haven't seen that, Douglas. But
I hope to see it soon. I got it here somewhere.
You've got it. It's amazing, these 6 degrees of separation, these almost interactions we have with history in our time that we're quite close to, because history is going on around us all the time, and if we're part of the culture, then we're kind of part of that history as well.
Sure. Yes, I like the What's Up Doc comical car chase in it. I think that's pretty good.
Right.
I enjoyed that movie. I saw that movie fairly recently. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really
good. It's a good thing Mazzy isn't here, because he mentioned San Francisco, and he goes off on. But I've been up there at least 10 times. It's a beautiful city. It is a beautiful city.
Well, speaking of San Francisco, I was going to play a joke on Maz, but I forgot about it. But there's an insert poster. You can't see it very well, but it's beautifully illustrated. Let me try and get you a bit closer with this.
Well, camera. I could see it. We could see it pretty good.
I can see it. Yeah, okay. I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So that's quite a good illustration for what was the year? It's 1950 something anyway. Hell on Frisco Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Ladd, Edward G. Robinson. So that's quite. I've never seen the film, but it's quite a good lineup.
I see, said the blind man.
I think it's 1956.
What is a movie with Humphrey Bogart, Le Bacal in San Francisco?
That Passage.
That's a cool movie, because you see San Francisco in the 40s. This is I think it's the 40s, right? Or 50s? Is it 50s?
I think it's 40s.
Okay.
especially the Art Deco apartment where Lauren Bacall lives.
It's awesome. Yes,
with the elevator that you can see from outside that goes up. It's beautiful.
Yeah. San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, back in the 40s and 50s were just beautiful cities.
Yeah.
Everything was. Was it true that Jim Morrison saw a Robert Mitchum movie right before he died? I don't know.
Ooh, I don't know.
We'll never know. He's not going to tell us.
Well, one thing that's funny. One thing I read that the night before Robert Mitchum died, because he was already sick, he knew he was getting, he was towards the end. He went downstairs, I guess from his bedroom upstairs went downstairs. He had a shot of tequila. He smoked a cigarette, went back to bed, then he died.
Wow.
Now, how true that is, I don't know, but it kind of fits Robert Mitchum, the kind of guy that he is, or was,
Mm-hmm.
and they asked him his opinion about acting. He said, trying to learn how to act is trying to learn how to be tall, because it's like either you have it or you don't, and Robert Mitchum was a very natural actor. I think, he was just one of a kind. He was cool, he even got busted for pot, right? He got busted for smoking weed. He went to jail for that.
Yeah, I think Howard Hughes bailed him out, didn't he?
I don't know that.
I think so.
But when he got out, they asked him how was it being in jail? He goes, it's like being on vacation without the riffraff or something like that. Yeah, he's very, very cool. He's so cool.
He is, but he's one of those actors where I struggle to define why he's so captivating on screen. You end up using words like charisma, which nobody has ever defined properly. All they do is find synonyms like magnetism or something like that, which doesn't define it at all. But whatever it is. Say again, Joe?
Well, Elvis has charisma.
Elvis. I don't know. I don't think he does. I just think he's the best looking guy on the planet at the time.
Well, it goes more than just the looks. It's mannerisms.
When you're that good looking, you don't need charisma.
Well,
no, I disagree. I think he got charisma.
Well, you're right. He was good looking. He had great hair. He had great hair.
He does. He moves certain ways, and
he was perfect. He was just. Perfect.
He had a great voice, and when he spoke, he had like he didn't give a damn almost. It's like he just spoke, and that was it.
I'm laughing at that. Come on, what are you crazy?
Yeah. But he just had that quality, He just had a quality. Well, look at Robert Mitchum and Cape Fear. Okay.
Yeah.
He was a scary guy.
Yeah.
He was scary. He was almost like a black-white guy or a white-black guy, whatever, because of the way he spoke, the way he acted. He was dangerous. This guy was dangerous.
You could say that about Mitchum. He wasn't afraid to go to those places psychologically because he did it in Night of the Hunter as well.
Right.
He wasn't scared to go there. I mean, you'd never get Robert Redford going in those places.
No, or James Stewart. I don't know.
No.
I still don't see the Jimmy Stewart thing, except for when he's playing a nice guy.
Oh no, he was brilliant. James Stewart was a brilliant actor.
I know. I'm supposed to think that, but I have to see more stuff with him. I've seen a lot of stuff with him already, but
in Cape Fear, when at the beginning of the movie where Robert Mitchum goes looking for Gregory Peck in City Hall in the courtrooms, and the one black guy is sweeping, and he goes, "Hey, Daddy-O." He calls him, "Hey, Daddy-O, can you help me find so and so?" And he tells him, he goes, "All right." He sounds like he's a brother himself, just the way he speaks. It's like he's one of them. He ain't a white guy. He's another black guy there.
All right, let's tone it off with this.
But he's got.
I know what you're saying. I just have to. You can't breathe today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but he's got that street quality, that dangerous. He's that good of an actor. He can pull it off. He's convincing.
Yeah.
When he's at the bar with Gregory Peck and he asks the bartender if you got those nuts, the salted nuts and all that. He goes, "Oh, no, we don't." He goes, "Okay, forget it." Just like, real street like. He's He's great. You know, I don't know what other actors could do that.
There's a lot of good Jimmy Stewart movies. I mean, you know, I heard that he is different in some of the movies. Like but I haven't seen anywhere. I've seen him different. Jimmy Stewart. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when Anthony Mann came along and directed him in westerns.
Yeah. There's westerns. You wouldn't want to mess with him in a couple of his westerns.
Yeah. And in real life, he did have a vicious temper as well. So he was tapping into that.
Robert Mitchum.
Yeah, Mitchum. You know, and he even turned on Henry Fonda, who was his best friend, and it was over some political argument. And Henry Fonda said something a little bit untoward, and James Stewart had him by the throat and threatened him. And for a long while after that, they stopped seeing each other. They lived in the same neighborhood, but they stopped calling on each other. And then eventually, because they both shared a passion for model airplanes and building model airplanes, Henry Fonda went around without a phone call and just knocked on his front door with this gift of this model airplane, and James Stewart welcomed him back in, and they were okay again.
There goes a Keith Moon factoid for you. Sorry if I missed some comments. It's hard.
DJ made a comment about liking Los Angeles over San Francisco.
Yeah.
You just highlighted that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that he would say that. I wonder why he prefers Los Angeles. I live in Pasadena, right next door to Los Angeles, but it is a fun city. It's a fun city. But San Francisco has a lot of qualities too.
So Mickey Rooney was in 300 movies.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah, all the books were considered that way too. Books were considered just throwaways. They,
Born in East LA.
Yep.
How about Robert Mitchum in the TV series The Winds of War?
That rings a bell. 1980s was that?
Yeah.
He was a military officer.
Yeah.
It says in the early questionnaire of the Beatles in a UK magazine, John named Robert Mitchum as a favorite actor.
That's interesting.
And Mitchum was cast against type in Ryan's Daughter. Okay. I don't really know what that is.
A cravat's like it's not a tie, but it kind of is around your neck. I can remember I had the opportunity to get a load of cravats when I was helping a woman clear out the house. Her two parents died quickly, one after the other, and they were old. And there was all kinds of like World War II relics in there and personal mementos and a whole bunch of cravats. But I felt a bit, so she was offering me all this stuff and I felt a bit ghoulish taking it. So I declined everything. So I could have ended up with a bunch of cravats, but where would I have wore them? On here?
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
I'd like to do that.
But is that what you wear with a smoking jacket, and the thing right here?
Well,
you see, like in the 40s and 50s, anybody directing a film in a Hollywood film probably has one on. Directors all wore them according to Hollywood.
I know what you mean now. Yeah. Stewart was all business. Didn't mess with Jimmy.
That was where I first realized how poignant it is that people can keep mementos and souvenirs that are obviously crucially important to them because they've kept them for like 50 years. And then when they die, the value dies with them. If it's not some sort of antique, it's completely lost its value. It's just a personal memento. So on the one hand, something can be priceless to somebody, and then once they're gone, it has no value at all. And there's something desperately poignant about that.
What's interesting on the flip side of that is anything that Marilyn Monroe owned is worth money.
Right.
it's crazy how they auction off,
Yeah.
her makeup case or whatever, a little mirror that she owned, a hairbrush, a pair of shoes, a ticket, any little thing.
Yeah.
It gets auctioned off and people want it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a piece of Maryland.
Yeah. If you're that famous, suddenly it flips the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay, that epic film called Elvis Presley in Concert was great. I look forward to seeing if there's any more footage on the DVD or Blu-ray. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know if I'll get the DVD or Blu-ray.
Question for 4D: where is your collection going to when you pass? Your posters and books and movies.
Do you know? I have no idea. I did contact my old university a couple of years ago, offering to give to their archives all the rare stuff I've got in terms of new journalism. It's mostly like very old issues of Esquire from like 1950s and 60s, where you get the premier publications from people like Norman Mailer and Kurt Vonnegut and so forth. But I've also got some really rare Kurt Vonnegut stuff from the archives, because I used to know the guy who ran the estate. And do you know that the head of the English department showed no fucking interest whatsoever? And I was so disgusted by that. It's like, on behalf of your students, you fucking idiot, do you not realize you can have this for free? I wasn't trying to get any money off them. So the answer to your question, John, is I've no idea. I've no dependents or anything like that, so I don't know what will happen to them.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you my name and address and just write it down.
That's what I figured we were doing with this.
That's where I'm going with this.
I don't, James, and I think I have seen the film way back, but I don't know who did.
Boy, that film didn't hold up for me. Oof.
I don't know who did the score for it even.
There you go.
San Francisco Bay Area, right? So that would be roundabout. Wouldn't that be roundabout where Some of the Birds was filmed?
That's Bodega Bay, but that I think is north of San Francisco, I think.
Right. Okay. So it's not San Francisco Bay.
Well, the opening of the movie is in San Francisco, in the city, right in the city. But then they go up to Bodega Bay. The place is still there, but it's changed, I'm sure.
It's very beautiful in the film.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Makes you want to live there.
Yeah.
Especially how, this movie was 1964. So at that time, it was so simple. It looks so simple and easy.
I think that's what it is. I think that's why I can watch James Stewart following Kim Novak around San Francisco for an hour and a half. And I think that's what.
See, it was what I thought it was.
That's what I get out of The Birds. It's like for the time they're in that Bay Area, I live there because I'm watching it and I'm involved. So I get to live there for that period of time. Yeah.
Or of course you don't want to be there in the 60s while they're filming Bullet. You might get hit by a car. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon, fellas. So I'm just gonna try to see.
40 more questions is all we got time for.
Yeah. I gotta get Doc to put that clip up from Rodney. There you go. There's an old.
Oh, Dave Grusin. There you go.
Dave Grusin. Okay, he did.
He did some. A lot of jazz records.
Yes, he was a jazzer.
Yeah, I think he might have worked with like Bob James and people like that. A lot of those guys.
Right.
Who put this on? It's just a random selection of notes in no particular order. For fuck's sake.
Is that Geordie again? But
I like the big guy in the back with the record. Who's that?
I want to. He tried to photobomb that, man.
He cracks me up.
Why would he ruin my video, man? But it's still fun. Oh, come on with this, Eric. Please, you know better than that. I'm tired of this Beatles stuff coming up. Maybe you can use AI to get rid of the record guy. Right? Yeah, right. Exactly. I would use it for that.
But the Geordie is good. If you asked him to do it again, so it wasn't impromptu, he was actually replaying it. That's pretty good acting.
Yeah, he actually was willing to do it. I had an outtake somewhere, but I don't know if I still have it anymore.
But if you hadn't told me, I would never have guessed that he was doing that.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. All right, guys. Oh yeah, I saw Rope. I liked it. For one time, all in real time or whatever.
Terrible trailer though. I think trailer's awful, but the movie's great. But one of Hitchcock's worst trailers.
Have you ever walked out on a trailer?
On a trailer?
On a trailer.
It'd have to be a bad trailer to do that, wouldn't it? You don't even stick around for the main film.
But no, the trailer is Jimmy Stewart. You can watch it on YouTube. And Jimmy Stewart basically tells you the whole plot of the movie, and he's so earnest. He's too earnest. He's almost mean, and it's just like it's not a good trailer.
Right. I wonder why Hitchcock went that route with it.
I don't know. It's not a good. These two affected the lives of all of these people, and then he goes to and it's just like, nah, it doesn't work.
That sounds like quite a contrast to Hitchcock's trailer for Psycho, where he shows us around the
yeah, and I was going to joke around and say that might be one that I'd walk out of. It was so long.
No, that's great.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Oh, you should have seen the blood. Oh, it was terrible.
I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, folks. On that note, thank you, everybody. This has been another fun show. Thank you, everybody on the screen.
4D, don't leave.
Yeah, we can't stay long anyway, so what difference? But thank you, everybody on the screen and off. And hopefully do it again next week, hopefully. And please be here Monday. I don't know what time it'll be. I never know. Usually a little earlier. And then John will be having some eats at the time.
I ate already. I'm fine.
Yeah, this time, but not the usual time.
And there was a big double cheeseburger, mind you.
No, I don't eat that stuff, man. Be like me. Be strong.
That was my first one, like in 2 or 3 weeks. So.
Oh, you're entitled. I give you. It's okay. All right, everybody. So talk to you soon. See you later.